If y'all know someone that needs the information, make sure you let them know. Go to bit.ly/King Ashley N, bit.ly/King Ashley N, bit.ly/King Ashley N. So all the kingdom members, you know what I'm trying to see. Ready, 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 ready. Let me see it roll through my comments. All right, y'all, we are going to do a hit it and quit it today. I'm going to try and work through these 7 as quickly as I can. Now, I will say this, these 7 are not the only 7, okay? They're not the only 7, but I think that they are the ones that are the easiest for people to be able to fix and start seeing a big result once they change these behaviors, okay? So that's why I chose these 7 initially. There's probably honestly about 20 or 21 things that I see people, you know, misstepping in, but we're going to focus on these first 7, all right? All right. So number one is trying to be popular in these streets. Most people have the misconception that if you have a lot of followers, that means you make a lot of money, and I'm here to tell y'all that is just not true, okay? We need to be prosperity over popularity, prosperity over popularity, prosperity over popularity. How do you get prosperous? You build a targeted audience. I literally have clients who don't even have 2,000 followers, that barely have 1,000 followers, and they literally do $100,000 a year. Easily, and it's a lot easier to do than y'all think. I did a training of last week, and I did the breakdown actually on like just 3 of the different things that you can do to get there, okay? So when we get into our audience, our goal initially is to see if I'm even doing a good job of putting out information that my audience is responsive to, and more specifically, does my audience find this information helpful, okay? And I'm not going to put nobody on blast, but sometimes they come in here and they volunteer. I have some of your most favoriteest people that come to me on social media accounts that have like way over 1 million followers, and they haven't been able to monetize it, because even if you don't know your audience, you can't even pitch yourself to advertisers, and people don't really understand that. Like, you can't even pitch yourself to advertisers if you don't know the demographics of your audience, so you can say that this is a good match for your product or for your service. So it is really important that we learn the gender of our audience members, first of all. Then you need to figure out, most of you guys are going to have 1 to 3 niches of people that are into what you got going on. So you need to figure out like what station they're in life. And so what I mean by that is, I know for my kingdom, I actually have 5 groups of people, but I'll bust down the initial ones. Either I have people who work a 9 to 5 and you're ready to leave it. I have people that come to me who they're comfortable in their 9 to 5, but they want a side hustle. They want the additional revenue. I have people that come to me who have been trying to make money online for, most of the time it's years by the time they get to me, and they have been failing with it, okay? And then my 4th category I have are normally people who are retirees, or they're about to retire, and so they just want to do whatever it is they want to do in life. They just want to be able to do it the right way. And I normally lump the retirees and the work from home moms into the same category, because a lot of times the moms had a career, and then once they got married, they made the decision that they were going to stay, in the house with the kids. And so a lot of times they like ready to, get back out there and get it cracking again. You know what I'm saying? Show the world what they up to, what they got going on. So like straight up and down. My 5th category client normally comes into like a large company or a corporation, and they're probably already doing really, really well, killing it like offline in the brick and mortar world. And then they need help learning how to build business on the social side and on the digital side. So I know my clients very, very well. And the reason it's important to know the gender, the age, and what station in life these clients are in is because it's going to help you create content that they're going to respond to. This also is a part of establishing yourself as a resource. We'll get into that because I'm kind of rolling into number 3. So let me back up off of that, okay? He said, yes, stay-at-home moms here. Yeah, stay-at-home moms here. I'm telling you, I know my people. The next thing when you're thinking about targeting, you need to find 5 to 7 things. Really 10 is what I what I push for, but at least 5 to 7 things that they like. These things don't need to be related to your business at all. It just needs to be what they like, because the number one rule of marketing is be where your customers are. And if you can understand what they like, that means you're going to know what language you can speak to your audience in. You're going to know what graphics to choose. You're going to know what memes are going to be funny to them that they're going to be able to get. And more importantly, you're going to know who to collaborate with and where to actually place your ads if you decide to start running ads. So targeting is like 80% of the game for your business, online or offline. I was taught to be a mass marketer. Most of you guys are probably taught to be a mass marketer. I forgot to tell y'all, I do have a master's degree in business, and my bachelor's degree is in finance, if you guys are wondering. So thank the Lord for that. Not that you have to have a degree to be successful, but it definitely does give me a leg up on my competitors, because when it comes to running a business on the back end, I normally can exceed them, with that part. So anyway, outside of that, those are the things that you want to learn, so that way you actually are talking to the proper group of people. When you're a mass marketer, you're just out here trying to talk to everybody. Most mass marketers make the mistake of believing like everyone is their client, and I feel like I have to beat people sometimes to get them to stop saying it. They're like, everybody my client, everybody can use my product, everybody need this and that. No, they don't, Holmes. Everybody is not your client. Some of y'all be so mad because y'all do one or two things wrong, because I used to do this. Either one, you're talking and advertising to people who can't afford your products and services. That was the problem I had the first few years I was in business, and I had to really, again, learn my target audience and who I'm trying to reach. Where are they hanging out at? What things do they like, right? What other pages are they following? Or number two, you're out here, right? Not the number one, which is what I was making, promoting to people who can afford my products and services. Or number two, you're out here just trying to make everybody be your customer. You're out here trying to talk to like 2,000 people a day, and this doesn't make any sense at all, because these are people who don't care about what you have to say. I'm telling you, you will do so much better literally if you were in a room with only 50 people, but those 50 people had a true interest in whatever the content is that you put out there in the stratosphere. You're going to be able to turn a large percentage of them into customers. Even the ones that don't buy from you off the bat, they're probably going to come back and buy from you later. And then more importantly, they're going to refer other people to you that need your product or your service, or want to listen to your podcast, or whatever it is that you do. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see is people just try and be popular. They come out here and they're like, I need followers, I need followers, I need followers, I need followers. And it's like, what you're doing is you're collecting empty followers. And I call empty followers people that just, they like your stuff, they give you a little comment here and there, but they don't really ever translate or convert over into a customer, because at the end of the day, they don't really need anything that you have to offer, or they don't see a value in what you have to offer. And then if you got a bunch of random followers instead of a collective of people, again, if you want to go to a company and you want to get ad money from them and say, hey, advertise on my page, I'll charge you $3,000. We can set up a four ad deal if you promote on my page, right? Because there are ads that are like that. There are some companies I get paid $3,000 from to post one post, and they may order 5 posts from me. So, but the reason I can do that is because I know my audience demographics. I can go to these advertisers and say, these are the demographics of my audience. This is their income. This is where they live at. This is the percentage that are women. This is the percentage that are men. This is, what their housing situation is, or if they're parents. All those sorts of types of things, they matter. So even if you're in the long run trying to plan to be able to get money from advertisers, and that's your long game, you want to be an influencer so you can make ad money, you still got to know your audience. You just can't be out here all willy-nilly, because you're going to have a really difficult time trying to move into the monetization realm, okay? Number two, Lord Jesus, I took too long on number one. Number two, okay? Number two. The second thing is no strategy. My word, okay? Ramming is one of the worst things you can ever do out here in these social media streets, okay? I call ramming random acts of marketing, okay? And a lot of y'all be out here ramming. You just be like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna throw this over here, I'm gonna throw that over there. Then y'all disappear for like 2 or 3 weeks at a time, and then y'all come back with a random post and be like, I'm having a sale, and then y'all be like, oh my god, I tried to sell myself, it didn't work. No, you didn't try anything. You just went and threw some random stuff out there in the streets, okay? We can't be out here ramming. We actually need some type of strategy, and your strategy doesn't have to be complex. Like, it just needs to be a strategy that's going to be effective. And most of the time, simple is effective, okay? So when it gets into a strategy, like get you a little notebook or get you a piece of paper or put it in your tablet, whatever you need to do. Like, for instance, here's my, this is my, this is a notebook, right? This is one of my cuter ones. It's messing up in the light, but it says dream. And it says practice kindness and hope and all these other beautiful things on it, right? And it's all cute, and it's, you can't tell because of the light on the screen. It's all glittery and stuff. But anyway, this is where I write down different strategies. So different things that I come up with that we can do on social media. So literally, if I come up with a posting cycle, y'all, a posting cycle is a strategy. It's a strategy of how you're going to post. And I may say, okay, I need, inside of this 21-piece posting cycle, I need at least 4 opportunities to sell. I need to make sure at least once every 3rd post that I'm inviting people to, you know, my lead magnet. I need to make sure that I collaborate at least, you know, once a month with somebody else. Like the strategies don't have to be out of control. And some of y'all be making these things like way too difficult and way too complex. Literally, you need a plan. So what are you going to do to like build up your list? How often are you going to make an offer to people? Do you need to start collecting testimonials so you can drop at least 1 receipt or 1 testimonial every single week? Are you going to try and learn Facebook Ads Manager? Like, write down your actual strategy of what you're doing in these streets instead of just out here doing everything and then being upset that you're not getting any type of results, okay? So whenever you get into your strategy, this is what I would recommend. You don't have to do it. I'm going to just give you this for the free 99, okay? Number 1, I would highly encourage you to find at least 3 people that you could possibly collaborate with via live stream, okay? And then make sure you record your live stream so that way either you can turn it into a lead magnet, you can email it to the rest of your list, right, so that they can have an opportunity to see it, or you can take that one live stream and you can divide it down into different little video clips, and you can turn that one live into maybe 10 to 12 other pieces of content that you're going to be able to eat off of, like for the long haul, okay? Or you can do all of them. That's number 1. Number 2, I would highly encourage you, okay, with your strategy, you need to start researching make your avatar. That target audience person that I was just talking about, you need to create your avatar. You need to figure out what pages online they're hanging out on, what products or services that are complementary to yours that they have an interest in, because that's probably somebody you should be collaborating with anyway. You need to go and figure out the next thing. Like, I would tell you to turn on notifications of 10 of the pages that they visit, so that way every time those pages drop a comment or drop a piece of content on social media, you can be right underneath there to comment, because that is a real strategy and it does work. That's how some of your favorite people on social media right now, especially on Instagram, got popping in these streets, was like straight up and down from doing that, from doing comments and being quick on the comments. The next thing that you're going to want to do outside of stocking and chicken hawking your clients is you should make yourself some content buckets. So you may not know exactly what your content is right now, but make you a few content buckets and say, I want to post content about this, and that on my page. So now you know what type of content you're looking for, or what type of content you're going to create. And then once you create your content buckets, make yourself a posting cycle. The reason we do at least 21 posts inside of the posting cycle, because if you're committed to posting 3 times a day on your social media, that cycle gets you through a whole week. So that's what I would do if I were you. And then when it comes for whatever product or service you're promoting, you need to do a link tree too, so that way you can roll people back over. So if y'all notice, that was like a really simplified strategy, but that strategy will have you growing your targeted followers, not just random followers. That strategy will give you valuable content to put out there, That strategy will put you in a position where you will start making a few sales a week and get up to a few sales a day just from doing those simple things I just gave to you. And that strategy will also put you in a position, because you're being consistent, where you can create opportunity and other people may see you and want to like work with you, do a live with you, or interview, invite you to their podcast or whatever else it may be. So it works, okay? And you can come up with whatever other strategy you want to come up with, but I'm just telling you that's like a base level strategy that works so well. Remember, like, it doesn't have to be complicated. Like, simple is effective, okay? Number three, bad content. Ooh-wee, y'all have some bad content in these streets. And it's funny because y'all will hit me up and y'all be like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm posting every single day and ain't nobody coming. Don't nobody talk to me. Don't nobody respond. Ain't nobody be buying that. And I know my content is good, sis. My content is good, sis. No, it's not. 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 Not. You know how I know it's not? Because it's trash. You know how I know it's trash? Because you sell by listening. You sell by listening. You sell by listening. And guess what? If you're listening, your audience is telling you it's trash, sis. We don't like it, sis. I can't relate, sis. Bro, that was the wrong move to make, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like, I don't know. They telling you. Sometimes people talk to you through silence, okay? So there's one or two things that's going on. Either you targeted the wrong group of people, or your content is just flat out trash. Period. That's it. Period. That's it. It ain't nothing else. And this is a hard pill for people to swallow. And people get upset with me when I tell them these things. And my clients that succeed and have seen a big turnaround in like their follower growth, their sales growth, their customer retention, is because they listened to what I told them. And it was hard for them to hear. And I don't like telling people that. I don't like, and because as my clients that work with me one-on-one, they will tell you, I try and drop hints. I try and tell you without just coming out and saying it's trash. But sometimes some of y'all don't be getting it, and I have to look you in your eye and say, look, boo, I want you to do well, and this is your business, and overall, you're going to do what you want to do, but what you're doing isn't working, and people don't like it. Okay, this is a hard pill for people to swallow because they're putting a lot of work and time and effort into it, but you can't keep putting work and time and effort into something if it's the wrong thing or if you're moving in the wrong direction. You see what I'm saying? Like you got to make a shift. So your audience will tell you, like you will know. You can go and look at your analytics and see if people are saving it. You can go look at your comments. People, if it's something that they like or they want to know more about, they will straight up slide in your DM with a quickness, okay? You can look at your sales and you will know if the content is converting well. People will actually start talking to you and they will come and they'll tell you, I really like the content on your page. People will tell you. So there's one or two things. Either the content is bad or you targeted the wrong audience. And either way, that still results in bad content for you, because bad content is content that does not convert. Because listen to me, y'all going to get tired of me clapping and snapping at y'all today, but guess what? You're going to remember what I'm telling you. Content is cash, content is cash, content is cash, content is cash. Period. Content is cash, content is cash, content is cash, content is cash. How do you make good content? You be a good listener, because you sell by listening, you sell by listening, you sell by listening, you sell by listening. Who do you listen to? Your target audience. How do we find the target audience? Because we focus on prosperity over popularity, prosperity over popularity, prosperity over popularity, prosperity over popularity. Boom. Okay? That's how it works. So when you're putting up your content, I just mentioned in your strategy, you make a content bucket. How do you get this content bucket? The easiest way to find it is, one, look at complaints. People get, this part of the problem y'all got too. I don't have time to talk about this today, but we're going to talk about this later. Like, this is going to happen in the near future. I don't know if it's going to be this weekend or on Monday. We're going to talk about this though. Some of y'all are too emotional and too insecure to be in business, because y'all just be getting hyper offended. If I got offended by the stuff that people said to me and I got in my feelings the way y'all got in y'all feelings, I wouldn't have made no money. I would have quit a long time ago. Some of y'all too soft, baby. I be wanting to, shake you up, right? And y'all get mad at me for telling y'all the truth, but I'm telling you the truth because I love you and I want you to win. And I clearly can see no one else has ever taken the time to tell you the truth, right? And y'all get mad. Maybe I had a girl get so mad at me because I told her not to spend her money on Instacoin. I knew we were going to have a communication issue. She was struggling so bad. She was struggling so bad in the inbox just to find the right page to book on. And she was asking me questions, and I'm like, I already, either one or two things have happened. Either you have not followed instructions and gone and looked at this page, because I told you to click the link in my bio, right, and get right here to see the page. So either you didn't do it or you got there and you didn't take the time to scroll and to read what was on the page. So I know for a fact, either way, you're not going to do well in my program. I am here for leaders. I am here for business builders. I am here for side hustles, and I'm here to help you get the bag. And I know firsthand, if you read, you get the bag. Some of us and that's a big problem that we have, right? She immediately took offense. I didn't even tell her, Sherry. I said, hey, you know what? I don't think you should spend your money in Instacoin because we communicate too differently. Honey, she was like, I don't have a learning disability. You ain't got to be dismissive of me. Boo, I didn't dismiss you. I'm just trying not to hustle you. A lot of people would have took that money from her knowing dang well that girl was not going to succeed in the program. I already know you're not going to succeed because I can tell by the behaviors and the communication we're having right now. You didn't even take the time to follow the instructions that I gave to you before you came back with a whole bunch of other stuff. You're not going to do well, period. If you're having a difficult time with something as simple as signing up into the program, how are you going to be able to understand when I start getting into concepts as far as your funnels, your infrastructure, your building, teaching you how to put together a series, right? You're not going to be able to do it, y'all. And there's nothing wrong, okay? There is nothing. She even came on your top. She did come on my top of live stream. There is nothing wrong at all with telling someone we're not a good fit, right? There's nothing wrong with telling someone you're not a good fit. And I'm just telling you, the way she got so hyper emotional about it, I was like, oh girl, you real insecure. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pray for her. I'm gonna pray for her. Like, that's what I told myself, because if she's gonna be in business, you can't get that insecure. There are people that say things to me intentionally to offend me. They say them intentionally to try and hurt my feelings. There are people who say things to me intentionally to try and bring me down. They want to pee in my Cheerios. Baby, do you think I let these fools stop me? Do you see how many? I want y'all to think about this, because y'all know, y'all see it. Can we be real? Can we be real and be transparent for a moment? Do y'all know how many people come at me about my hair? Okay? Or if I'm wearing a wig, then they got something to say about my wig, that they don't like it. They don't like the color. They don't like the texture. They don't like how it's positioned. They think it's synthetic, whatever. They are so focused on my hair and the way that I look, or they don't like my lipstick, or they got a problem with my eyebrows, right? The same women in the community I'm trying to help, right, that I ain't said nothing to them, ain't disrespected them, ain't slept with nobody, man, I ain't did none of that, right? But they be trying to comfort me real tough. They are saying things to me to purposely hurt my feelings. Now, I want y'all to think about this. Would I have the success that I have if I folded into that? If I let that hurt my feelings, if I let that get me offended? Boo, they out here worried about my hair and worried about my wig, and your sister made a whole a little bit over $1.1 million from digital products. That ain't my money coming in from my event company. That's not income that comes in from Tava. That's not income that comes in from our co-working space. That ain't even income that comes in from my consulting. That's just from my digital products. But they out here worried about my hair and constantly y'all have no idea the type of DMs and inbox messages I get from people constantly. Then every now and then you get somebody bold enough to say it in the comments. Y'all have seen somebody came in here last week in the comments in the live talking about, I'm not sure how to engage, but you need to pull your wig forward. I didn't even have on a wig that day. That's what was crazy. I was like, oh, okay, boo. You know what I'm saying? I just blocked them and kept going. If I was so sensitive, if I was so insecure, if I easily got offended like that, think about this, y'all. Y'all be talking about people hating on me. No, you hating on yourself. Y'all be letting other people stop y'all. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. When you put yourself out here in these social media streets, They're going to come for you, okay? There are people, and they allow the devil to use them, period. There are people who are possessed. There are people who carry demonic energy, and then there are some people who are just immature. They feel sad. They feel small in their life, so they want to come out here and pee in other people's Cheerios or try and control you and what you're doing. It just is what it is. You ain't got no time for that. You got time to focus on what you're trying to do and getting your content out here to your audience. You picking up what I'm putting down? So I'm just trying to tell y'all at the end of the day, when it comes down to that, okay, when it comes down to that, don't be out here getting offended. Don't be out here being insecure. You better get out here and focus on what you need to focus on, because when you got to get your bag, when you got to get to your money, baby, that don't matter. I don't give a damn what you got to say about me. What I give a damn about is if your girl's name is on the check or not. Blink, blink, blink. You picking up what I'm putting down? What I care about is how many commas in my account. Blink, blink, blink. What I care about is every morning when I wake up and I'm like, I made $5,000 while I went to sleep last night. I made $30,000 while I was asleep last night. I made another 15 stacks. That's what I care about. So y'all better learn how to focus on the right things and get it in your mind. The people gonna come for you. Okay, they're going to come. But remember this, offense is not given, offense is taken. Bloop, marinate on that. Some of y'all like, what? Offense is not given, offense is taken. Think about it. Think about it when people say, they say, I took offense to. So that means you chose to be offended by that. A lot of those things, even if people mean them intentionally to be offensive, you don't have to pick it up. You don't have to. I pick it up sometimes for fun. I be like, I got time today, boo. You typing? I'm typing. We all keyboard thugs today, okay? Then I be like, then I look at the time, I'm like, oh snap, I gotta go back to work. Let me get back over here. For real, okay? Now, let me circle back around, because I kind of squirreled a little bit. But that's the truth, okay? That's the truth. So, back to bad content. You got to get your target audience together, okay? And you got to be out here. You got to be like, I can't be easily offended, because you're putting yourself out here. So if I tell you your content is trash, don't get mad at me. I'm not telling you your content is trash to hurt your feelings. I'm telling you your content is trash because you need to change it so you can make some money. I want you to make money. I want you to get customers. I want you to be paid. I want you to be happy. I want you to be financially secure. That's what I want for you in your life. You picking up what I'm saying? So don't be offended because I told you the truth. Don't be like, y'all got to look at people and where it's coming from whenever they're telling you things. Is this a person that loves me and wants to see me win? Or is this a person, that's just always negative and always farting on me? And you know what I'm saying? If it's a bunch of criticism and it's not a critique, leave that alone. Criticism comes from the enemy. But if it's a critique and something meant to sharpen you or polish you, pick it up and do what you need to do. You see what I'm saying? So, I just told some of y'all your content is trash, okay? Please don't be offended by it. Just go and fix it. So when we get into these content buckets, how do we create content that's not trash, right? Because your content is cash. Your content establishes you as a resource, whether you want to believe it or not. And that's how people know they can shop with you, because they've seen you be consistent with putting up this particular type of content, whatever it is that you offer into the world, all right? So you can go look at complaints. I love complaints. Get out your feelings, okay? Complaints are good. I look at my complaints. I look at complaints for other people. I look at competitors' complaints. I be in the complaint section. You know why? I have made a fair amount of money in life doing things that other people won't do. How do you know what people want? Go and look at what they don't want. People tell you. Because we live in a digital world, people tell you what they don't like. They tell you what they felt like was missing. They tell you what they feel like it would have had. They tell you what they would have liked. In the same way, I'm not going to make everybody on the planet Earth happy. That's an area for somebody to step in and say, okay, well, Ashley Ann don't do this, and it's a whole sector of the population over here. They want that. Well, look, she ain't going to give it to them, but I give it to them. You picking up what I'm putting down? So many of y'all, why do y'all come to me? Because I do things other people will not do. I'm not going to name any names of other, digital marketers and stuff like that. But let's keep it funky. Most of them are not willing to get on live once a week, much less 2 or 3 times a week. Most of them, you don't see them go live until when they're about to launch a course. And they be getting y'all every single time. They come on here and they start getting on a week or 2 weeks before they get ready to drop a product or drop a program or drop a course, hype y'all up, honey, they make that money and they go on back to the beach. They be like, all right, I'm done with you now, okay? That's how they do y'all every time. So I know for a fact there were people who still wanted more. I knew for a fact there was a big segment of the population that if you talk to them, if you give them the information, if you put the resources to them, if you give them the steps, if you give them the strategy, they will do well. They will excel. Guess what? I was willing to do what other people weren't willing to do. And I'm excited about it. I like teaching. A lot of people they always be surprised. Y'all are saying it. People come in here all the time and they be like, if you really make so much money, you wouldn't even be here in the live. If you make so much money, you wouldn't come in here and talk to us. Nah, fool. I'm not built like everybody else. One of the reasons that Super Scent does so well in the real Big Booty Judy, like kaleidoscopes, drops, the reason those two women do so well, they still engage with their audience. They never left their base. It didn't matter how much money they made. You see what I'm saying? Those women are willing to do things that other people are not. Other people get lazy. Other people don't want to talk to people. Other people don't want to deal with them. They don't want to be engaged with their audience. And so what ends up happening eventually? Their audience abandons them because they lose touch with their audience. Courtney from The Main Choice. I see her on Instagram all the time. She's always in the comments. She's always posting. She be going live. She always talking to people. So even when The Main Choice went public, right, and the company went from being directly an owner of her, but she bought so many shares in the company, she still has ownership in The Main Choice. Don't get it twisted. Let me make sure I put that out there. But she was able to retain her base. You know why? Because she didn't abandon them and she was still willing to communicate with them. A lot of people don't do that. Okay? A lot of people don't do that. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? So go and look at the comments and look at the complaints, okay? Go and look at people that are successful. This will help you figure out what type of content you should be putting up too. The people's pages that your people like to follow, remember I told you find like 5 to 10 that they like to follow and hang out on it? Pay attention to what time they post. You know why? Because that means your target audience is active and engaged during that time. You need to be posting your content right after that. You need to go over to their page, make your comment, and come right back and put your content up. Why? Because you know your people are active. You know they're engaged at that time. You know that they want to be around. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? Like that's how that works. Okay, that's how that works. That's how that works. So when you're looking for content, also, what frequently asked questions do you get? That's content, boo. Sis, bruh. Okay, that's the content. If every time you're having a conversation with people, whether it's online or offline or in person, and you keep getting the same questions, what I tell you to do? Get your notebook, okay? Or get your little phone, wherever you need to put it. Get your little thumbs and put it in there. So now you know, okay, this is what my people want. They want to know about this. Y'all be wondering how I come up with these series and these products to sell out. Because I listen to y'all. If I keep seeing the same question about something, I keep seeing people with the same struggle, I keep seeing people having the exact same desire. Oh, let me create something for that. Okay, this is what I can, and I map it out. And then y'all be like, how's she selling out of this class? How's she selling out of this program? Because I listened. I saw what was out there. I saw what people liked. I saw what they didn't like. I saw what was missing. I paid attention to the questions they had, and I answered them. Bada boom, bada bang. Just like that. So when you're creating content, your content needs to be around that. Definitions are good content, terms are good content, concepts are good content, commentary on relative or current events are good content, breaking down, doing reviews for people. All of that is good content. So don't make it too deep, like literally what can help your people. If you go and pay attention to those things, your content is going to be crazy. Even if you have like a podcast or a blog or something, people are going to keep coming back because they're going to feel like it's always spot on because you are answering right what it is that they're looking for. Just like that, all right? So I am going to stop right there. We're going to come back and do the next 4. If y'all think that this is helpful, make sure y'all click the link in the bio. go over there and grab the emergency sales kit, because the information in the emergency sales kit is way more valuable. I break all of this down. I have video tutorials in there to show you guys what to do. And then once you build everything, 14 days, I tell you exactly what to post on social media, when to send out your emails, how to do your follow-up, so that way you can actually get you some sales. Okay, so that's how that works. Blink, 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 bloop, bloop, bloop. The course is normally $1,000, and so if you need help with, the beginning stages of monetizing your social media account, especially if you do not have a website, if you don't have a large following, and if you haven't set up any automation, go ahead and get that, because it's going to help you get everything rolling. Boom, there we go. Like what we teach works. All right, I love you guys. Have a fabulous day. Stay safe, stay clean. Wear your mask when you go outside. Wash your hands when you come back in. All right. I love everybody. Y'all have a fabulous day. Bye, y'all.